Well, Raider Nation, out here on the Raider Ranch still, and I wanted to talk about Sunday's game with the Saints and the Raiders now falling down to like pick number 9 because we beat the Saints, and how I feel about that and what that means for the Raiders moving forward. Listen, at this point, the way things are shaped up, the Patriots now have the number 1 overall draft pick. So if the Raiders wanted to make a move to number 1 in order to get Cam Ward, it's going to cost a lot, but I think it would be worth it, despite the fact that Aidan O'Connell played one heck of a game last week and against Jacksonville, really showing that he deserves a chance to be the starting quarterback of the Las Vegas Raiders, and proving to all the naysayers who said that he was the worst of the 2 quarterbacks between him and Gardner Minshew, that he is in fact a better quarterback than Gardner Minshew. Now, with that being said, I don't know that Aidan O'Connell is in fact a better quarterback than somebody like Shedeur Sanders or Cam Ward. I will say this, I do believe wholeheartedly that Cam Ward of the Miami Hurricanes is the best quarterback in the NFL draft for this coming draft season, night and day above everybody else. I think that Cam Ward is going to be a star quarterback in the NFL, and I believe that Shedeur Sanders is going to be an average quarterback in the NFL. I think Shedeur Sanders can have some success. If Shedeur Sanders has, the best offensive line in the NFL, and he has the best receivers in the NFL, I think he can have success. But why give up the farm to go and get a guy like that when he can't even beat BYU, and you already got a guy who, if he has the best offensive line in the NFL and he has the best receivers, he's going to have success in the name of Aidan O'Connell. Now, we don't have the best offensive line, and we don't have the best receivers in the NFL, and yet Aidan O'Connell continuously puts up 250 yards and a couple of touchdowns every game. Is it exciting? No. Is he putting up 30-plus points? No. Is it the Detroit Lions offense? No. But Aidan O'Connell can certainly win you some games. I just don't know that Aidan O'Connell can be a star quarterback in the NFL. I do believe that Cam Ward will be. If you go and you watch the bowl game with Miami's bowl game, and you contrast that how Cam Ward played in that bowl game, and he only played the first half, and then they pulled him out because, the dude's going to the NFL. You don't want to risk him getting hurt in a bowl game. So they pull him out. If they hadn't pulled him out, Miami probably would have won that game by at least 14 points, right? Because he was just on fire. He was just laser accurate with everything. The way that he's able to contort his body and throw accurate passes downfield when he's playing off script, it's phenomenal. And I was very impressed with his play. I also watched Shedeur Sanders in his bowl game against BYU, and it was abysmal. It was terrible. Shedeur Sanders does not deserve to be in the first round as a quarterback. He is a second-round quarterback. He showed it. Now, he's had flashes against terrible teams, and this is what I said. I want to see Shedeur go against a ranked team. I want to see him in a bowl game. I want to see him in the playoffs. I want to see how these guys play. And in a bowl game, maybe he didn't play good because his heart wasn't into it because he knows he's going to the NFL. But regardless, if your heart's not into it, you shouldn't have played because your stock just tanked because you played terrible, Shedeur Sanders. And at this point, I'm really hoping that the Raiders do not go out and get Shedeur Sanders. I hope that if we beat the Chargers, which at this point I'm all for it, let's go and beat them because we're not in contention for a quarterback now. It's going to be Aidan O'Connell next year. I would say probably 85% chance that Aidan O'Connell is the starting quarterback for next year. I think he has done enough to say, you know what, I'm the starter here. Give me 1 full year. Don't play games with me by bringing in another backup quarterback and then handing the keys to him and then ask me to come and rescue the season when it's all said and done. Ultimate disrespect to Aidan O'Connell, what happened to him this year. I think he deserves a chance to be the starting quarterback from day one. And give him a full year and see what happens. If that's the case, then what I think the Raiders should do, I think the Raiders should make a play for a Travis Hunter, Tet McMillan, Abdul Carter, or Ashton Jeanty. Those are my guys. Those are my 4 guys that I think the Raiders should make a serious run at. We need a true X receiver. Listen, I've said this a million times. I'm going to say it again. Our receiving core is good. Trey Tucker is good. Jakobi Meyers is good. Jakobi Meyers is not an X receiver, and neither is Trey Tucker. We need a true X receiver out there. We need somebody that the defense has to respect. Now, we have that in Brock Bowers, who's just annihilating every tight end rookie record known to man, which is fantastic. But now defenses are keying on him. And even though they're keying on him, they still can't stop him because he is that good. But imagine if the Raiders had an X receiver. Now, there is going to be an X receiver on the free market, most likely, and that's going to be from the Cincinnati Bengals named T. Higgins. They can't afford him. They're going to have to let him go. I highly doubt that they're going to pay 2 X receivers on the same team. So they're going to probably let him walk in free agency, which the Raiders have the money. They could go out and they could get him. Bring in T. Higgins. You now have somebody as an X receiver that defenses have to respect. You put Jakobi Meyers back in the slot and Trey Tucker on the other side. And you got Brock Bowers able to now just feast and feed all over the field. And I think Aiden O'Connell will do well in those circumstances. I think that you also go out and you add some more pieces to that offensive line, which is drastically different as of Sunday versus week 1. Week 1, our offensive line was the worst in the NFL. They were absolutely atrocious. They were horrible. They're pretty decent now. Even Andre James, his play has improved since he came back as center. And JPJ is going to be a superstar offensive lineman. DJ Glaze is going to be a serviceable right tackle. He may develop into a beast right tackle. He has all the physicality to do it. Let's see if he can put it all together over the next couple of years. I think you add a couple of guards into this situation, and you make a real decision because JPJ is so good at center. Do you keep Andre James and you keep JPJ at guard? He's good at guard, but he's much better at center. So I think that the Raiders have an opportunity this year to really see what you got in Aiden O'Connell. Give him the keys to the car for 1 year. One other caveat that I do want to tell you guys is that education is the most important thing in the world. And if you ever stop learning, you stop living. And that's why I'm so happy to be sponsored by Southern New Hampshire University, SNHU. Guys, I'm going to leave a link down below. Go and check them out. Fill out the contact card. Put in what type of college degrees you're looking at for either you or your kids. And check them out because there's absolutely no reason for you to pay for the exact same degree that you're going to get from a Harvard or a Stanford or any other college and pay tens of thousands of dollars more for when you can do it from the comfort of your home and you do it at your own pace too. And for tens of thousands of dollars less than you're going to pay a brick and mortar school, it's the exact same accredited degrees. Go and check them out, SNHU, down in the comments below. Thank you guys so much. Drop your comments and let me know how you guys are feeling about next season.